That's what I got off on, was the idea that everybody would see this and think it was another Thomas Rhett song about Lauren, his wife. And so when people would listen to it, they would go, oh God, that's really sad. I love that. I love to make people sad. Hi, I'm Shane McAnally, and today we're talking about Marry Me by Thomas Rhett, because I wrote that. I wrote Marry Me with Jesse Frazier, Ashley Gorley, and Thomas Rhett. I was telling Thomas Rhett and Ashley Gorley and Jesse Frazier about this old Reba song that sort of uses the idea of creating this setting that you think the person is going to marry her, but you find out 3.5 minutes in at the very end of the song that the person's marrying someone else. I always thought the concept was so cool, and it was a very old school kind of trick to set up a setting and then, open the curtains and you realize, oh, I'm watching a different movie than I thought. And that is actually how it felt, like a movie. It felt like it needed a lot of images. Again, the hook is set up differently than the Reba song, but the idea of saying that she don't want to marry me, and then the title being Marry Me, the actual writing process is what I always remember about songs. We wrote that on the bus when he was on the road, and he does a lot of writing that way. Thomas Rhett is one of the few that really organizes the way he's going to write. And when he's on the road, you don't have to worry that you might not get anything done or that he's going to party too late. He is all business. And that was just a magical few days on the bus. It's more about the process for me, because that song doesn't resonate with my life. I hadn't had that happen to me. Everyone that I wanted to marry married me. It was like someone else's story. Hopefully nobody's story, really. But I think the universal message of unrequited love is always something that I am drawn to. I don't know why. There's something about the sadness of that feeling. It's what I love to listen to, and it's what I love to write. I love the lyric about the magnolias, because that moment, I remember it specifically because we needed a picture. And Ashley Gorley is the fastest writer known to me. I mean, he's just like spitting out lyrics. And I just said, you have to stop. This is my moment. Like, I have to have this moment. And so I said, I saw the picture. I could see the magnolia trees. And I just said, she wants magnolias.
She wants magnolias out in the country.
That sticks out to me, even though it seems so simple, because I just remember that moment where I was like, y'all have to slow down and let me have this moment where I can create this picture, because that's what I really love to do. This was one of those rare instances where the demand for it is what brought it to the radio. He would sing it live and the whole crowd would be singing along. And so it was kind of like, okay, there's something here. When that happens, I knew the song would connect if people heard it. It was the third single. I mean, so that tells you it wasn't as obvious to everybody else, but eventually it had its moment. There's so much content and people are putting out so much music. When a song really jumps out like that, it feels validated.